Hey guys, welcome to your 7.06 review. So, 7.07 just came out, Dota's totally different, and there's a ton of people coming back to the game, playing right now, and watching a tournament that's currently going on in 7.07. But 7.06 was a patch that went on for quite some time, so I'm going to take you guys quickly through what happened in professional Dota in 7.06 so that you know which teams were doing well before and how well they adapted to 7.07. So to do that, we're going to have to go back quite a ways, all the way back to May when the patch was first introduced. 7.06 was when all of the respawn talents were removed. Haha, remember those? Denies started granting the denier XP, not just denying the enemy some of the XP. Shrines start out on cooldown and do not come off cooldown for the first 5 minutes of the game. Neutrals went back to spawning every minute, and then the offlaner, this is important, no longer got level 2 off of the first creep wave. So those are some of the big game-changing aspects in 7.06, along with lots of different hero rebalances, and there were a lot of balance patches along the way. So if we head back and take a look at those tournaments, let's see who is doing well in early 7.06. So the first tournament we're going to look at is the StarLadder I-League Invitational that saw Team Liquid and TNC in the grand finals. Now this was a full best of 5, 3-2 in favor of Liquid with a prize pool of $100,000. And now the next tournament that we saw in 7.06 was the Manila Masters. So here it was EG up against Newbie, where EG took the series 3-1, and that tournament had a prize pool of $250,000. Next up was the Zotac Cup. It was a little bit smaller of a tournament. I don't think as many people were watching, and the prize pool was $100,000. But Newbie once again managed to land themselves into the grand finals, this time taking on Team NP and winning the series 3-1. Around the same time, we had Epicenter with a $500,000 prize pool, and big surprise, Team Liquid and EG ended up in the grand finals, with Liquid taking home yet another win, winning up against EG 3-1. Moving on to the Dota Summit, we once again saw previous Summit winners VP and Team Secret battling it out in the grand finals. Two Summit legacies right here, with VP taking the series 3-2 with a grand prize pool of $100,000. And then we also had Galaxy battles where, yet again, we see Newbie in the grand finals, and they beat out Planet Odd 3-0. MDL took place in China and had an all-China finals, although it was not an all-China tournament, with LGD versus LFY, with a series going 3-2 in favor of LGD for a $250,000 prize pool. And the last big tournament that we had before TI7 was Dream League, where, surprise, surprise, Team Liquid in the finals up against Planet Odd, Liquid taking the series 3-2 for a prize pool of $150,000. And that brings us to TI7, so the biggest international so far, the largest prize pool, and the most teams ever directly competing sort of in the main event. There were 6 invited teams: OG, VP, EG, Liquid, IG, and Newbie. Not big surprises based on the tournament results that we just went through. Now, there were a whole bunch of qualified teams, so this is Secret, Hellraisers, Team Empire, IG Vitality, LFY, LGD, TNC, Fnatic, Execration, Cloud9, Digital Chaos, and Infamous. Now, if you count up all those teams, you'll see that there are 18 teams this time around instead of the normal 16 that compete in the main event. And that is because at TI7, there was a group stage instead of a wildcard tournament, and in the group stage, the bottom team in each group got eliminated and did not move into the main event. So instead of a separate wildcard tournament, it just took all of the teams invited and qualified and took the best 16 out of those ones. If we take a look at how this tournament actually worked out, it was the year of Chinese domination, with 4 Chinese teams in the top 8. So with LGD and LFY, Newbie, and Invictus Gaming all making the top 8, and a lot of the European and North American favorites failing to really do nearly as well as was expected from them. But Team Liquid, our big winner from all the previous tournaments, managed to come out on top, making Dota history with the first ever 3-0 shutout in the grand finals of the International. There has never been a series that has gone 3-0. And so Liquid took home over $10 million out of the total almost $25 million prize pool. Now, after TI, or a little bit during it, Valve announced the plan for the upcoming year, and that is the Dota Pro Circuit. So what you're going to see from Dota this year is that tournaments will either be majors or minors, as long as they are partnered with Valve, and these tournaments will be worth qualifying points. Minors are worth 300 points total that get split amongst the top teams, and majors are 1,500 points that get split amongst the top teams. There are a huge amount of majors and minors. We have already seen several happen, so let's take a quick look at some of the 7.06 minors and the one major. And so the first tournament of this new system was the Starladder I-League Invitational, which saw, you guessed it, Team Liquid and then Mineski from Southeast Asia battling it out in the grand finals, with Liquid taking the series 3-1 for a prize pool of $300,000 and some sweet, sweet qualifying points. Now, the next tournament was the PGL Open, also another minor, and in this case it was only a best of 3, not a best of 5, and Mineski took the series 2-0 against LGD, again for a $300,000 prize pool. ESL 1 Hamburg was our first major of the new system, with 1,500 qualifying points up for grabs and a prize pool of $1 million. There were only 8 teams at this, so not what we have grown to expect from majors, but ESL's next major will have a total of 16 teams. So this saw actually a best of 3 grand finals as well, with VP beating Secret 2-0. If we take a look at how teams are doing on qualifying points so far in the season, VP are doing the best, probably because they won the one and only major that we've had so far, netting them the most amount of points. Team Secret's also doing fairly well, making it into the finals of a major, as well as doing fairly well in a couple of minors, with Team Liquid and Mineski also up there in the qualifying points. Now, the top teams at the end of the season with the most points will be directly invited to TI. So no longer will invites be a mystery. Teams will know exactly who is going and who isn't based on their qualifying points. And now here we are at the 7.07 update that brings us 2 new heroes, a ton of changes, complete talent reworks, new items, rip poor man's shield and iron talent, and lots of other things. I'm sure there's, some wonderful 10-hour videos you could watch to hear more about the patch, but I'm more interested in updating you guys on the professional scene and what's going on with 7.07. Currently, Captain's Draft qualifiers are being played on 7.07, but also the AMD Sapphire Dota Pit LAN is happening right now. It's another minor as well, so qualifying points up for grabs. So when that is over, I will have another video for you guys to let you know how teams are adapting to 7.07, some of the top plays, and the results of Dota Pit. So, thank you for watching this episode. Please make sure to share with all of your friends who are out of the loop about what happened in 7.06, and I'll see you guys after Dota Pit ends.